and welcome to Enjoy English School.
欢迎来到 Enjoy 英语学院。
I'm Stevie.
And I'm Laurie.
Today and tomorrow, we are looking at our business English lesson, and we have another 2 days of dialogues. I like dialogues.
Me too.
Because it's easy to learn like everyday English in a way that you can use it.
对 So it's useful.
Yeah, it's useful. So I love talking about dialogues. And today's lesson, we're talking about something that almost everybody does sometime, maybe not all the time, but at least once or twice. Complaining about a coworker.
所以呢，今天来到我们商用英文的单元。那么今天跟明天2天的对话，我们要来看到呢，这个英文的标题呢，只是抱怨一个同事哦 ，coworker 就是同事哦。但是呢，中文的标题更清楚，叫做抱怨雷同事。所以换言之呢，我们会看到一个呢，在这个工作团队里头呢，可能不太讨人喜欢的人哦，而且呢，是他的主管来抱怨他。所以呢，这个是非常有趣的2天的对话，我们赶快来看一看吧。
Complaining about a coworker. Dialogue A. Mandy stops by Linus's office to ask him about a new coworker.
Hi, Linus. Have you heard any complaints about Hillary recently?
Oh, I heard she had an argument with you yesterday. Do you want to fill me in?
Well, she hasn't been very cooperative with the other workers on her team.
Well, you are her team leader. Did you explain what her responsibilities are?
I tried, but she keeps saying that she wasn't hired to do menial tasks like paper filing and responding to messages.
I see. Well, we did hire her for her programming skills, but we need our employees to work together.
I'm sorry to bother you with this, but would you mind talking to her?
Maybe. What do you think she needs to hear?
I've tried to explain that sometimes we all need to lend a hand with other tasks around the office.
Well, you are her team leader, so if we are giving her a performance review, I want you to lead the discussion.
All right. I've tried to talk to her about this before, but she has been rude and aggressive.
Okay, I will make sure she knows that kind of attitude is not acceptable. Let's meet with her tomorrow morning.
Okay, so here in this conversation, we have Mandy and Linus. And Mandy stops by Linus's office to ask him about a new coworker. Now, it says she stops by his office to ask about a new coworker. I don't know. Looking at the dialogue, it sounds like she's trying to cause problems for the new coworker. We'll see. We'll see.
OK， 好，我们一开始看到这个对话的设定哦，它的 setting 呢有2个角色哦，就是 Mandy 跟 Linus。那么 Mandy 呢，我们讲 stop by 的话呢，是指说你在去一个什么地方的途中，然后你在什么地方停一下哦，所以呢，好像要感觉表达的很不刻意哦，可是其实感觉又蛮刻意的哦，所以呢，他说他行经这个 Linus 的办公室，然后要去问他关于一名新同事的事情。
Okay, so Mandy says, "Hi, Linus. Have you heard any complaints about Hillary recently?" This is such a weird way to start a conversation. Hi, have you heard about this person? I know what she's doing, but let's translate the sentence, and then I'll talk about maybe a better way to say this.
Okay.
But have you heard any complaints? This is a good word to know. About Hillary recently. Complaint is when somebody has, well, they have something they're not happy about.
对。
And they say it.
所以呢，我们来看到一开始的时候，这个 Mandy 他就呢开头先跟 Linus 打个招呼说 Hi Linus， 然后接着马上切入正题就说你有没有听说 Have you heard 你有没有听说？这里用一个现在完成式，就是已经发生的事情所以你有没有听说任何最近呢关于这个 Hillary 这个人 他的一些这个抱怨呢？这里的 complaints， 注意它的这个字尾有一个 ts， 那个 t 的话它是变名词了是这个complain 抱怨那如果把 t 拿掉的话 ，complain 本身它可以当一个动词，但也是抱怨的意思
Yeah. And I do have to say that this is a very Taiwanese way of saying things.
Oh.
You know? In English, what we probably would have said, we would have been a little more direct.
Okay.
We would have said, "Hi, Linus. I need to talk to you about Hillary."
You're right.
Yeah. We wouldn't say, "Oh, have you heard?" You know.
That's more indirect.
Yeah. So, Linus, I need to talk to you about Hillary. Or just say, Linus, I have a complaint about Hillary. We would say it directly.
Okay. 如果是这个在英文里面的话，在这个Stevie 老师他们的文化里面的话，会比较直接所以直接会说，我想跟你谈谈 Hillary 这个人，或者是说呢，我呢对 Hillary 有一些不满的地方，我想要谈一谈，会直接这样讲所以比较不会拐弯抹角的说，你最近有没有听说有人对他有抱怨所以这个是一个比较就是这个我们台湾的方式。
Yeah. But in English, like in American culture, that would be like you're kind of being sly. S-L-Y, sly, 有点狡猾。
对。
就是你有没有听说我告诉你我也有问题
之类的。
We don't like that.
我们中文叫心机
就是心机
有心机重。对这样。
Yeah, okay, so moving on to the next sentence. Linus says, I heard she had an argument with you yesterday. Okay, so Linus is direct. Okay, I heard you two had an argument, or she had an argument with you.
对，所以呢，这里 Linus 他就比较直接了，他说我有听说他昨天跟你起了一个争执，叫做 had an argument with somebody
And then he says, do you want to fill me in? Fill me in about something means, do you want to tell me about it?
所以呢，这边用了一个片语很好fill me in 的意思就是说，来跟我说明一下，让我了解一下那个状况。所以你要不要跟我来说明一下呢？
Yeah. And so Mandy says, well, she hasn't been very cooperative with the other workers on her team. She hasn't been very cooperative. We could also say she hasn't been cooperating with the other workers on her team. Or we're using this word because we want to teach cooperate, cooperative. We could also say she isn't working well with the other workers on her team.
对，或者 she wasn't really getting along with the other coworkers.
Yeah.
所以呢，这里的话 Mandy 他就说了这个他跟这个他队上这个他的 team 就是他的那个组，他的那个队的其他的这个同事们呢他并没有非常的合作。那换言之，就是他不太愿意跟别人合作的时候，你就可以用 she hasn't been very cooperative 这个字。
And cooperate is a really great word to use.
对，而且是动词。
Yeah. Cooperate. C-O-O-P-E-R-A-T-E. Cooperate. Cooperate.
Cooperate 它就是指合作的意思是一个动作。
So now Linus says, well, you are her team leader. Did you explain what her responsibilities are? Did you tell her what her responsibilities are, what she should be doing?
然后呢，这里 Linus 他就回答他了他说这个，那你是他的这个组长啊，你是他那个组的 leader 就是领导者嘛所以就是组长的意思。你是他的组长，那你有没有跟他来解释一下他的 responsibilities， 就是他的责任，他的职责是什么呢？
And Mandy says, I tried, but she keeps saying that she wasn't hired to do menial tasks like paper filing and responding to messages. Okay? Using this word. Oh, I wasn't hired to do menial tasks.
Wow.
When you say a menial task, what it really means is doing tasks that are easy, that are basic, that are simple.
Boring?
But when somebody says, I wasn't hired to do menial tasks, that means they think that job, the level is below them.
对
Okay? That's a menial task doesn't mean it's a low-level task. It just means it's simple. It's a basic thing. Okay? But when people say, I don't do menial tasks, that means they think they're too good for that.
对
Okay?
所以
So I wasn't hired to do menial tasks like paper filing and responding to messages, answering your messages. Ooh, yeah. That's
That's an attitude.
Yeah, that's a bad attitude.
那个态度就有一点那个哦，所以呢，他这个 Mandy 他先说，我试过了哦，我试过跟他呢来解释一下他的职责是什么。然后呢，他说，但是他不断的说 ，keep saying 就是不断的说哦，所以表示他们可能沟通不止一次，但他每次都回答他说呢，他并不是 hired to 怎么样怎么样哦，就是呢，我不是被雇用来，我不是被受雇来做什么的哦。那他还特别讲了用 menial 这个形容词，就表示我不是来受雇做一些这种杂事哦，这种小事哦。什么样的小事呢 ？Like 后面他举例了，就像是这个文件的归档啦，还有讯息回复这一类的事情的。
Linus says, I see. It means, oh, okay, I understand. Well, we did hire her for her programming skills. Okay, we hired her as a computer programmer.
对。
But we need our employees to work together.
所以呢，这里 Linus 他就说我明白了哦。那么我们确实雇佣他，这里的 did 它是一个强调语气 ，We did hire her 我们确实雇佣他是为了他的这个程式设计的这个技能但是呢我们也需要我们的员工们employees 是员工们呢要 work together 就是要一起齐心合作这样子的意思。
Okay, we'll take a quick break right here, and we'll be right back with the next part of the dialogue. So, Linus just said, I see, I understand. We did hire her as a programmer, but she needs to work with everybody.
That's true.
Yeah, and Mandy says, I'm sorry to bother you with this, but would you mind talking to her? This means, I'm sorry, I know I should be able to handle this, but could you talk to her?
对
It's a big problem.
就是他已经处理不了了
Yeah.
所以呢 Mandy 他说我很抱歉要呢这个麻烦你这件事情 bother you 是麻烦你当你麻烦某人的时候你可以用 bother 这个动词那么 with this 就是用这件事情我来麻烦你那我很抱歉但是你介不介意你愿不愿意 would you mind 这就是一个比较礼貌的说法了 talking to her 跟他谈一谈呢因为呢他已经谈过了那显然他觉得没有用所以他才会请 Linus 来帮这个忙
Now, Linus also, he gives a weird reply. He says, maybe. He should just say, yeah.
对啊
Yeah, I'll talk to her. What do you think she needs to hear? What do you think I should say?
所以呢这里 Linus 他的回答是没有很肯定的他说也许吧他进一步的问他说那你认为他应该要听到的是什么那意思就是你要我跟他说的是什么呢
And then Mandy says, I've tried to explain that sometimes we all need to lend a hand with other tasks around the office. Lend a hand with something just means help.
对
I've tried to explain, I've tried to tell her sometimes we all need to help with other tasks around the office.
所以呢，这个时候 Mandy 他就说了，他说我呢已经试着来解释那解释是跟谁？当然是跟这个Hillary 解释说，有的时候呢，我们都需要能够支援这里的 lend a hand with something， 你可以把它翻译成支援。我们都需要支援在办公室里头的一些其他的工作 tasks， 这里翻成工作
And this phrase, lend a hand with helping, because what does lend mean?
Lend 就是借的意思嘛。
Yeah. 借我你的手。
对。
It means I need another hand. I need another person helping me.
对。
So lend me a hand. 借我一只手。
对。
It really means, help me.
对。
And it makes sense.
That's right. 所以帮忙一下。
Yeah. So lend a hand. Good phrase to know. It's very friendly.
对。
It's very friendly English.
That's right.
Yeah. And Linus says, well, you are her team leader. So if we are giving her a performance review, I want you to lead the discussion. So actually, Linus is trying to teach Mandy how to deal with this too.
对。
So maybe he is a good boss. Maybe that's why he said maybe.
That's right.
Because now he's telling her, well, you're her team leader, so if we're giving her a performance review, in other words, 他在暗示这个 we're giving her a performance review.
对。
I want you to lead the discussion. I want you to start it.
所以呢，这里的 Linus 他也蛮有他的这个头脑的就是蛮有一个老板，就是或是主管该有的一个态度。所以他说了，那么你才是他的这个组长你才是他的团队的领导者。所以如果我们现在要来给他一个 performance review， 叫绩效的检核、绩效的考核所以他把这个事情从一个好像在那边 gossip。变成了一个这个 performance review 如果我们要来帮他做一个绩效的检讨的话，那我要你来 lead， 就是领导来主导的意思。我要你来主导这场谈话，这场讨论。
So he is going to help her, but he's going to teach her how to do it.
对，把它这个变得这个 level 比较像是一个 performance review。
Yeah.
对。
Okay. I can accept that. That's a good answer.
Me too.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with the rest of the dialogue. So Mandy says, all right, meaning, okay, I'll do what you say. I've tried to talk to her about this before, but she has been rude and aggressive.
Oh.
Wow, this sounds like a scary coworker.
对，就是还蛮严重的。
If somebody is, first of all, if you are rude in the business environment, I don't care if you are a manager, if you're the 总经, the general manager, or the boss, or if you're just a low-level employee. It's not professional to be rude to each other.
Of course not.
Never, ever, no matter who you are. So she's been rude and aggressive.
Ooh.
Aggressive is another bad one.
No.
If somebody's rude and aggressive. Aggressive is when somebody is,
很具攻击性。
yeah.
对。
Yeah, they very easily attack. Like, we really need you to help her. You know what? I was not hired to do that. Okay? I'm doing my job. Leave me alone.
Ooh, that's aggressive.
That's rude and aggressive. In fact, if I were her boss, I would fire somebody for saying that.
对啊
Yeah.
OK， 所以 Mandy 这边呢，他先说没问题就是照你的方式做，然后接着他可能想要再说明一下，所以他说了，我其实一直试着，这里你看用到一个现在完成式 I have tried， 我一直试着，所以已经是有持续一段时间，并不是一两次我一直持续的跟他讨论这个事情。在之前的时候，但是呢，他也一直就是，所以你看到他 she has been 有没有？他呢也一直就都是很无理，还有很攻击性。
And Linus says, okay, I understand. That's what he says okay for. I will make sure she knows that kind of attitude is not acceptable.
所以呢，这一句就讲得蛮好的哦。他首先说 OK， 意思是说我懂你的意思，我收到你讲的这个讯息了。接着他说我会确保，叫 make sure， 确保什么呢？他就是 Hillary 呢，会知道，他要知道说那样子的一种态度 ，that kind of attitude 呢 is not acceptable。acceptable 就是呢可接受的，换言之，我们的办公室不接受这样子的态度啊。那 acceptable 这个字是从 accept 这个动词接受来的。
Let's meet with her tomorrow morning.
然后他就直接决定了，他说我们明天就来跟他面谈吧。
In my experience of seeing this kind of person in the workplace, she won't be there long. Right?
对。
Yeah. Okay, we're going to have a quick review of some vocabulary right after this. Okay, really quickly, we're going to talk about some of the important vocabulary words that we use today. One of them, very common, is complaint. If you complain about something a lot, you are making complaints.
That's right. 动词跟名词的差别啊。
And if you want somebody to give you the information you need, you can say, hey, fill me in. What happened? I want to know all the gossip. Fill me in.
没错。
Another word we used was responsibility. This is a word that we hear quite often in Chinese as well.
对，就是责任。
Yeah. Your responsibilities. And to respond to. Respond is the same as reply. It means you need to give somebody some sort of answer or just some sort of feedback. Yeah. Respond to messages. I hate it when people read my line messages and don't respond.
就是叫已读不回。
That drives me nuts. If you want to make me crazy, don't respond to my messages. But I always forget to respond to other people.
我正想说。
So, 这是一个双重标准，我也知道。Okay. Double standard. I'm sorry. Another one we learned was bother. You don't want to bother other people.
No.
Yeah. We all like to get along. Don't bother each other. Another great one was lend a hand. We sometimes say lend a helping hand, but it just means help somebody. We also learned rude. Don't be rude. And the opposite of that is have some manners.
To be polite.
Yeah, be polite. And our last one that we're going to look at is attitude. It's better to have a good attitude than have a bad attitude.
对，所以 attitude 那个字是中性的，看你前面加什么。
And I'll tell you something to help you remember that. This is 一个片语, okay? Attitude is altitude.
哇哦。
你的高度是等于你的
态度。对，态度就是高度，这样。
Yeah. That's all the time we have for today. See you next time.
Bye-bye.